to another episode of the It's Just Different podcast, man. And before we get started, please make sure you hit that subscribe button and that notification bell. And make sure you share it, man. Talk about me. Make sure I get some more followers. Help me get more followers. Help me get some more subscribers, man. I greatly appreciate that. But today we're gonna talk about Michigan football, the Jim Harbaugh saga. Where there's smoke, there's fire. A lot of things going on right now. We got early signing day on the 16th, which is next Wednesday, and the press conference with Warde Manuel and Jim Harbaugh talking about the cancellation of the Ohio State game, which was supposed to happen tomorrow. We all know earlier in the week they canceled that. So during the press conference, Warde Manuel talked about how him and Jim Harbaugh will talk about the extension after the season. But you would really have to be insane to believe that two very smart people and very smart head coach and Jim Harbaugh will actually wait till after early signing day to do an extension with a coach who only has 1 year left on his contract. No. You would absolutely be insane to believe that. I do believe in, you don't have to tell everyone everything. Everyone does not supposed to know your business. So I believe that Warde Manuel said what he said just to answer the question, but knowing that behind the scenes him and Jim are working on an extension, probably going to get done soon, and while he's doing that, Jim's telling recruits what the plan is, because I don't know if you guys follow E.J. Holland on Twitter. Absolutely is the best recruiting insider when it comes to Michigan football, without a doubt, the best. He has a lot of tidbits on his rivals, on the Wolverine and everything like that. I subscribe to the Wolverine, so I get a lot of this information that people don't get. But he talked about how in the next few days, Jim Harbaugh and the staff is going to have virtual in-home visits with parents and some of the 21 recruits. And to me, that doesn't sound like someone who isn't going to return to play to coach Michigan. It sounds like someone who is very still has the fire, is trying to get his ducks in a row. I do believe that maybe on these calls, maybe on these Zooms, these Zooms that are going on nowadays with the COVID situation, I'm pretty sure he's telling parents and recruits that, hey, I'm going to remain, but some people on the staff are not. According to a lot of people in the program, there's going to be changes. I don't expect Don Brown to return, but I'm going to get into that in a little later, because I'm going to tell you guys who I think should be the only person to get the defensive coordinator job, and I'll say that in a few minutes. But if you follow, but John U. Bacon is a writer who has. If there's a person that's in the know on Jim Harbaugh, it's John U. Bacon, and he's the one who talked about last week about the contract extension being 3 years, incentive-based salary, the buyout would be less than what it is now, and a lot, a substantial amount of money for assistants, for new assistants, and so I think Harbaugh is mulling that over as we speak. I believe him and Warde Manuel was probably trying to iron out some details inside that contract. That's just me guessing. But there was a rumor going around like a few days ago, as you're going to see right here, that John U. Bacon, as you can see, said that if Harbaugh signs the extension, only two coaches, only assistants that will be remaining would be Ed Warner, the offensive line coach, and Mike Zordich, the cornerbacks coach, defensive backs coach. And he came out and denied that as you can read right here on the screenshot here. He denied that. Didn't know where it came from, and that's where we get into this. You got to be careful who you're following and who is just trying to get some followers on their Twitter feed. Because when I go through Twitter, I barely use Twitter, but I do use it primarily for recruiting college basketball and college football. That's pretty much what I do, and follow my Minnesota Vikings insiders on there as well. I don't use it for anything else. And one thing I noticed is that there's a lot of people who put out false information who are deliberately trolling and trying to just manipulate fan bases to think one thing or another. So that's why you got to find someone and follow them that is legit in what they do. You can tell someone's legit when they say something and then the opposite happens and they continuously try to run with well, I was just running it wrong on this time and the same thing happens the next time. So, okay, this person doesn't know what they're talking about. Happens a lot. But I did a little bit of research about who I thought who I think should stay and who I think should go. As far as defensive line coach, the defense is where you're going to look. That the defense is the problem. So, and it starts with recruiting. So what I'm going to do, what I'll say is, Sean Nua, his contract I think is up after this season, so I'm not going to renew that. He can go. Don Brown, I love Don Brown, but I think his time at Michigan has has run its course. I'm sorry. I will let Don Brown go. Bob Shoop, safeties coach, never coached, never was in the building. I don't know what personal issue was going on. I don't expect him to return. And now we get to the quarterbacks coach, Ben McDaniel. I will let him go. I don't see any progress in some of the quarterbacks. Let him go. I would keep Josh Gaddis. But here's the thing. I will also bring in a young, talented assistant who could balance some ideas off of Josh. Because sometimes I feel like during games, his play calling sometimes is off. If you pay attention to the game, sometimes they might have an explosive play on the edge in a run game, or a swing pass, or a deep pass, and then he'll go with an inside trap or inside zone, and it's like it's not working against a team that's primarily good up the middle on their D line, and it's like it's not working. It's not working. Why would you run this play? Or the Wildcat against Michigan State with Haskins on third down and then fourth downs, the same, like you ran it back-to-back plays. So Michigan State knew the fourth down you were going to throw at that time. You should have thrown it on the third down, and then if you're going to do another play for the fourth down, let Joe Milton come to the game and do something different. But that's that type of stuff I think he probably needs a little help with. But I would keep him because he's a fantastic coach and a great recruiter. Defensively, again, I don't know who the defensive line coach would be. I don't know what that would be, but I will tell you this. As far as safeties go, as far as D-line go, I would let this guy, who I'm about to post right about now, yes, if you follow Michigan football, we lost this guy last year to Ole Miss, and I feel like it's kicking us in the behind. Chris Partridge was a fantastic coach and a fantastic recruiter. And he could go get us some of those diamonds. Not diamonds in the rough, diamonds. Those big-time players, those 4 or 5-star guys. He has the talent to go and get those guys and bring them to the University of Michigan. So if I'm Jim Harbaugh, this is what I do. If it takes Ward Manuel coming with me, I will get on the Michigan jet. I will go down to Mississippi, and I will give Chris Partridge what he wanted in the first place, and that's to be the defensive the defensive coordinator, and I will let him fill out the roles of D-line coach, safety, and all that other stuff. But whoever is the next defensive coordinator needs to be a fantastic recruiter. And I want to show you guys something about a little bit about who Chris Partridge has recruited. Now look at this list. Now it's more than this, but look at this list. Rashawn Gary, primary. He was a secondary on Daxton Hill. Aubrey Solomon, who transferred, was a 5-star. Chris Hinton, 5-star. Cesar Ruiz, 4-star. Luigi Villain, he's still here, a 4-star. Drew Singleton was a 4-star. He's at Rutgers. Aubrey Thomas, 4-star. He was secondary. I could keep on going. I'm just going to show you a part of the list. But as I go down, Cam McGrone, Mustafa Muhammad was tight end. Kareem Walker left. Like Jordan Morant, who's here. Oliver Martin. Jalen Perry, Josh Ross. This guy is a fantastic recruiter. Absolutely fantastic recruiter. He's my choice. He is absolutely my choice. I don't even want to talk about anybody else. Chris Partridge, come back home to Michigan. Come back to Ann Arbor. We need you as the defensive coordinator, as the best recruiter. You and Sharon Moore will be a dynamic duo in recruiting. I don't even know why anybody else would even be mentioned. I'm being very honest right now. That's my choice. Harbaugh, 3-year extension. Go get Chris Partridge and figure this thing out. I am on the Harbaugh train. I think this thing can get right back into the right direction. And it just takes a few tweaks in different positions. We got to get elite recruiters. We cannot get guys who can dibble and dabble and may get lucky with a guy. We need elite recruiters. If we're not going to cheat, like a lot of other programs, I'm not going to name anybody off. I'm not going to do that. Michigan is not going to cheat. So we're not going to cheat. We need some guys who can convince, who are great at what they do, and convince some of these great players to come to Michigan, play for the university, put that M over their chest, play with the maize and blue, man. Michigan needs it. We need to come back to where we were just a couple of years ago, and I believe that with a couple of tweaks here and there, we can make that happen. So again, Chris Partridge. Peace.